chickens' food, so we have to kill them. Mostly it's me with a
Does
stick.
it smell like after
No,
you kill it?
no, we throw them away.
Okay,
You
look,
can't
Okay,
see,
have a
there
dead
he is.
mouse
that's
around.
cute. That's cute. That's a cute baby. Oh, you just got your
Aww.
tongue out of me.
No,
Okay,
it's
so here's what
smelling.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna change the video really
We'll
briefly
be right back.
and see if I can get him going. Because I think if he knows this is here,
Yes,
Oh
eat
God.
it.
No, wait, is he eating it?
yep,
Oh my God. Oh my
Yes.
God. That is the poor mouse.
It's dead. It doesn't feel
it's
anything. It's
it's dead.
fine.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
it was.
dead.
I watch snake eating videos all the time. I love them.
Oh my God. That is. I have to take a photo.
Well, I am recording, so I'll have it later.
Wow.
Oh, you are? Okay. Let's send me the recording. I have to show this to my dad. My dad loves snakes.
So see, it gets a lot more interesting when the snake becomes part of the show. But she was like, "I'm hiding, and you can't stop me from hiding."
Yeah. It is
That's
such a large
cool.
jaw and the
It's
capability of
wild, yeah. So
swallowing.
snakes actually have a double hinged jaw, so they can literally like open the middle, and it's not connected. So the jaw kind of does this like drop open thing. My daughter actually did a video at one point showing, like, she was like, I made a snake jaw, and it was like broken chopstick or something, and she's like, it works like this.
Broken chopstick. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
And she was like, look, I did it. And so she was showing, and it actually dropped down, so there was two hinge points, and she was really pretty
Mm.
accurate. And it was probably like she was probably maybe 10 at the time, maybe younger.
Wow.
Do
All
you do
right, so
this with all your snakes? Or just
what?
this? Do you have like do you do this with all your snakes?
All of the snakes have to eat, yes.
So you do this with all of them. You don't just feed them snake food.
This is snake food.
This is snake food.
Wait, I thought you go to like Petco and like you buy like what you do
Oh
for
my.
dogs.
You can't, no, snakes don't eat kibble.
What? So you have to touch that every day?
I don't touch it. I put it, I turn a bag inside out, grab it with, oh, they don't eat every day. So
What?
actually, this guy
Yeah,
eats once a
snakes don't eat
week,
every
God,
day.
I'm learning
and then
so much.
snakes eat about, well, it depends on the snake. So this guy eats about once a week, and he's a corn snake, and corn snakes are incredibly like they're docile, they're chill, they're really easy. You like throw some food in the tank, they'll eat. So this guy was like it was frozen, right? So you can get snake sausages where they like grind them up and make it into a
Ew.
sausage, but it's all the same thing, and it's like twice as expensive because somebody decided to put a bunch of mice in a blender and make sausages out of it. And
I
so
think
I'm like,
it's
that's
like
just,
pay for
I
their
think that's
mental health.
worse. I think that's worse. Yes, I like that's worse. So I had a corn many years ago, and I had him for quite a long time, and he never skipped a meeting. He was pretty much like when he was little, he ate once a week. When he got a little bit bigger, he ate every 2 weeks, and that was it. He never
How about your
he
ginormous one?
So the ginormous one, the one that's Claire's that she's had that's now about he's now almost 4 feet long.
Oh
And
my.
so he was eating every week. And then apparently during winter they ruminate, which means they kind of go into this low-key hibernation. So see how he's rolling this she is rolling her body. That's how they move it in there. And you can see that as she's rolling her body, the it goes further and further in. And her whole she just works her whole jaw around it. It's kind of fascinating.
It's like
Um,
swallowing.
which is why, yeah, I forgot to feed her last night. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do this during class so you guys can see a little bit of nature in all its like
Beautiful
nature does
nature.
all kinds of wild things. So at any rate, the big snake though is two things. One is he's a male, two is he's bigger, and three is he's a ball python, and they're prissy and fussy, and they're not easy. They're harder to care for than corns because they get fussy about things. And like we tried to switch them over to frozen food. So basically you buy it frozen and then you thaw it out and you give it to them, and you can just keep like 20 in your refrigerator so you don't have to worry, or your freezer so you don't
How do
have to
you
worry
how do
about
you
it.
keep ice cream? How do you keep your food that you eat with that?
I put everything in, everything that's going to go to the snakes is like a giant, it goes in a Ziploc bag and gets
Can
sealed from
you
everything.
can you, Miss Darcy, for my sanity, get a mini fridge? and just put all the food in the mini fridge for the snakes?
Actually, I do know a
Yes.
creator who has a lot of
Please,
snakes
Myron,
that has
tell me.
2
Tell me.
fridges, one for the snake food and one for themselves,
Yes.
which is probably the best decision they ever made because they kept
Yes.
saying that their stuff in their freezer kept tasting weird.
See, that's what I think is gonna happen to you one day.
Well, you know what? Years ago, I did have them separated. Right now, I haven't gotten I actually have 3 fridges, and they go in the fridge. They go in the freezer of the fridge that has the least stuff. So we use the fridge part as a drink fridge, and then like we basically use the freezer part for any overflow. So there's not a ton of people food in there, but they do get like triple wrapped. They're in baggies and baggies. And so there we go.
So smart.
She's almost done.
Oh my God.
And see
Beautiful.
how
It's
see how
it's
huge her neck
awesome.
is?
It's
So
awesome.
there's scales overlay so that their skin can stretch up that much. And when you look at them when they're stretched, you can see that it's a whole different, their scales, you see the individual scale on the skin, and then when they stretch back down because the food is in, the scales overlap again. And so if you watch for a minute, you'll see that she's actually she's gonna like yawn and close her jaw, and then you'll see that by the time it gets down to about where the body goes around and down, like straight down from the rock, by the time it gets there, the stomach acids in the snake are so aggressive that it's already started to liquefy and simplify down, and then it goes in. And then they poop
Wow.
something, like they poop once. It's a great pet, right? You feed them once a week, they poop once a week, you pick it up and you're done. And then you can just interact with them whenever they want, but they're perfectly happy if you just never look at them, like sitting in their
The
cage being,
introverts.
yes, they're introverts.
That's
So
probably
It's a
wait, is it
perfect introvert pet.
but do
so
you ever
they're
oh sorry.
willing to come out, right? They're willing to come out and visit with you on their terms. And like actually Donut, so this one, like they'll both of my snakes have fainted. Like, do you know what a faint is? Like a
You mean
faint,
like
No.
turn
not,
upside
not like
down?
not like pass out, but like when you like if you're sword fighting and you go to make a strike, but you're not actually intending to strike, it's called a feint. It's FEIGHT or something, and
Okay.
it's like a fake strike. So it's like you would go to punch somebody, but you wouldn't really be punching there because you come around from another side. But what they do, they're not actually trying to get you. They're trying to like scare you into dropping them or backing off, right? They're telling you, I'm uncomfortable and I don't really want to bite you because then that's bad for both of us. But I do want you to like back off or put me down and I'm feeling freaked out. So most of the time, if a snake is like trying to attack you, it's because they're feeling freaked out. So see how the lump is already getting smaller and more the size of her body.
Jeez.
The whole process is really cool. So, the bigger snake though, so he was eating up until about Christmas time, and then sometime like, what are we in now? We're almost to
We're in
April.
March. We're in like
Um,
almost April.
yeah, so actually tomorrow, they'll be due a 15-page paper that I'll need you to write tonight.
What?
What?
Yes, it'll be due on April 1st.
What?
Oh. Okay.
Oh, you're
No
joking.
one? No one?
April
Tomorrow's April
Fools.
1st.
It's actually
April Fool's Day.
April 1st is one of my friend's birthday.
Is
Is
it?
Yeah, and I feel
So
really bad for her.
does your friend say, well, I guess I'm just a joke?
I hope not.
I have a friend that has a birthday on April 1st, and they're like, I'm just a joke. No, really, I came on April Fool's.
I just feel so bad. I need to I'm definitely gonna make
Wait,
sure
did
she
your
feels happy that day.
snakes ever
So
bite your kids?
no, so Donut did once, but
Oh no.
the bite was so mild that it didn't even break the skin. So
Okay.
sometimes they'll nose bop, and sometimes so this one has nose bopped me once because she was like, I'm terrified of you. I mean, I'm huge and I look like a predator, right? And then
Yeah.
the bigger snake has like like nose bopped Claire a couple of times when Claire's like too fast or comes in from the top. So basically anything that feels like a predator coming at them, they'll respond to it.
Are they
One
friends?
time, the two snakes, no.
I don't
Um,
think they met yet.
they haven't met yet, and it's entirely possible that this one would be food for the other one. Though the
What?
other one, so the other one stopped eating in January.
Okay.
And so it's during they don't hibernate, they do what's called bruminating. So they're still active, they're still awake, but their whole metabolism slows down, so they're much more slow, they're much more less involved with life in general and whatnot. So he was bruminating for a while, which meant he wasn't eating. And then I was like, well, it's starting to warm up. Maybe he's ready to have a snack now. And he continued to not eat. And so I went and consulted the snake expert and I was like, excuse me, what is going on with my snake? He hasn't eaten in 3 months. Why? And it turns out that what was going on with the snake was that um, he's looking for love in all the
Oh,
wrong
oh,
places because
wow.
there's no lady snakes anywhere in our house that are accessible to him. And although this snake that you're looking at, although Sunny is in fact a lady snake, um, she is most definitely not the same species, so that's not happening. So you can see at this point, like
And a
the
child,
Thank God.
the sun is actually kind of shining through the snake, so you can see where the food is as it moves down.
which
And
is
it's
cool.
almost it is really cool. I did not expect that circumstance, but it's working out for me. I like it. But what you can see is that now that place, that dark spot where the food is no longer a big chunky lump. Now it's almost the same size as the snake. So you'll see that
Incredible.
as it goes, it kind of flattens out. Like they'll still look a little chunky, like they've had a really big meal, but they stop
She's
looking like
it feels like she's slipping away from the rock.
yeah, she's
Like,
she's going back down into her hide. So I wouldn't be surprised if you were to see her come around either either side of the hole of the hide and she goes right back in. So this is the warm side of the tank. And what they'll do is after they digest, they're they're cold-blooded, which so we're warm-blooded, we generate heat. They're cold-blooded, and so they they have metabolism, but they don't generate enough metabolism to warm their body. So their body is the temperature of their surroundings, which means that if they want to digest and they need the warmth to digest, they need to go find a nice warm place to go. So if you see a snake outside, in the there she is. If you see a snake outside sunning itself, it's probably trying to stay warm. Or they'll go down like into a cozy warm den and hide there. But so what happens in here is that I have a heater under the tank. So she's hiding back there. She thinks she's hidden back there, but she's not really because she can't see through the glass because it reflects. So oftentimes she'll hide back there and she doesn't realize that from the outside I can see what's happening, which is